Hello! Today we'll be talking about Dunsparce. Its previous PYC dates are September 19th, 1996, July 11th, 1999, May 1st, 2002, February 19th, 2005, December 11th, 2007, October 1st, 2010, July 22nd, 2013, May 12th, 2016, March 3rd, 2019, and December 22nd, 2021. I most know this Pokemon from the hate it gets from the community. It is regarded as one of the most controversial Pokemon for various reasons. A lot of hate seems to come from its role in competitive Pokemon, where Smogon, a website that focuses on competitive Pokemon, generally categorizes it terribly. Its hate also comes from its evolution to Dunsparce. As mentioned in the Girafarig video, Dunsparce is tied with Girafarig and Farfetch'd, although that's a regional evolution. The most amount of generations before getting an evolution, 7. Many fans weren't exactly happy when it turned out that its evolution was a bigger, more segmented version. But we'll get more into that when I cover the Dunsparce. I think it's just a silly Pokemon with an equally silly evolution. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Dunsparce, the land snake Pokemon, whose number is 0206. This is what it looks like. Its type is normal, abilities, serene grace or runaway. Rattled is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50, catch rate is 190 or 35.2%. Breeding is a group field, hatch time 20 cycles, height is 4'11" or 1.5 meters, weight is 30.9 pounds, or 14 kilograms. Base experience yield is 75 in Gen 2 and 3, 125 in 4, and 145 and 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast, EV yield is 1 and HP. Shape is that, has no feet so it has no footprint. Pokedex color is yellow and base friendship is 70. Dunsparce is a normal type Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. It evolves into Dunsparce when leveled up knowing Hyper Drill. Dunsparce will evolve into one of two forms of Dunsparce, 2-segment form or 3-segment form, with a 1 in 100 chance of evolving into 3-segment form Dunsparce. Biology, Dunsparce is a serpentine and somewhat insectoid Pokemon with a primarily yellow body, blue underside, and blue and cream striped back. Its head is round with a wide mouth extending under its jowls and curving up toward the middle of its face. Its chin is blue with 2 rounded prongs. Its eyes, rounded and rimmed with blue, are kept closed, revealing its cream-colored eyelids. On Dunsparce's upper back are 2 tiny white wings. Its body ends in a drill-like tail. Dunsparce can float slightly with its wings, which some scientists believe were used to fly in the sky during ancient times. However, it avoids detection and flees when spotted by burrowing into the ground with its tail. It lives immobile in caves and beneath the earth, where it makes maze-like nests. They get along with Diglett and share tunnels with each other. Dunsparce can navigate through its nests without getting lost by the smell of the dirt. Dunsparce in its evolved form. The Dunsparce are the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Hyper Drill. Evolution, Dunsparce evolves into Dunsparce. So you've got Dunsparce and then 2-segmented Dunsparce and 3-segmented Dunsparce. Game data and PC appearances. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Gates to Infinity. Dunsparce is a supporting character throughout the game. Pokedex entries in Gen 2 and Gold. When spotted, this Pokemon escapes backward by ferociously boring into the ground with its tail. Silver, if spotted, it escapes by burrowing with its tail. It can float just slightly using its wings. Crystal, it hides deep inside caves where no light ever reaches it, and remains virtually motionless there. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, Crystal inserted, you get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, you get the Silver entry. In Gen 3, Ruby and Sapphire, Dunsparce has a drill for its tail. It uses this tail to burrow into the ground, backwards. This Pokemon is known to make its nest in complex shapes deep under the ground. In Emerald, its drill-tipped tail is used to burrow into the ground backwards. This Pokemon is known to make its nest in complex shapes deep under the ground. Fire Red is basically Silver's, but Float is replaced by Hover. Leaf Green is the Gold entry. In Gen 4, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it digs into the ground with its tail and makes a maze-like nest. It can fly just a little. Heart Gold is basically the Gold entry, but Pokemon is now the correct casing. Soul Silver is its Silver counterpart. In Gen 5, Black and White is the Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum entry. Black 2 and White 2. It creates mazes in dark locations. When spotted, it flees into the ground by digging with its tail. In Gen 6, X is Heart Gold's entry. Y is the Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Black, and White entries. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Dunsparce and Pokemon are now the correct casing. In Gen 7, Ultra Sun, it travels by digging through the ground. Diglett and Dunsparce share one another's tunnels heavily. Ultra Moon, when it sees a person, it digs a hole with its tail to make its escape. If you happen to find one, consider yourself lucky. In Gen 8, Sword. This Pokemon's tiny wings have some scientists saying that Dunsparce used to fly through the sky in ancient times. Shield, the nests Dunsparce live in are mazes of tunnels. They never get lost in their own nests. They can tell where they are by the scent of the dirt. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, or their Diamond and Pearl counterpart. In Gen 9, Scarlet is Black 2 and White 2s. Violet is the Silver entries. Dunsparce in the Lola Pokedex. Dunsparce in the Paldea Pokedex. Next to this tree, I like the cool texture on it. And then we got Dunsparce in the Kitakami Pokedex. Seems like it's, boring a hole up, and a trainer or someone here has just sort of spotted it, I guess. Game locations, saw game locations, and events. Stats, base stats, HP 100, attack and defense 70, special attack and special defense 65, speed 45 for a total of 415. Pokeathlon stats, type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, flying, poison, ground, rock, bug, steel, fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, ice, dragon, dark, and fairy. Weak to fighting for double, immune to ghost, resistant to nothing. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of ghost type moves is 1. So go from 0 to 1. Learn set by leveling up. 1 flail and defense curl, 4 mud slap, 8 rollout, 12 glare, 16 screech, 20 ancient power, 24 drill run, 28 yawn, 32 hyper drill, 36 roost, 40 dragon rush, 44 coil, 48 double edge, and 52 endeavor. By TM, 1 takedown, 4 agility, 5 mud slap, 6 scary face, 7 protect, 18 thief, 21 pounce, 22 chilling water, 25 facade, 26 poison tail, 28 bulldoze, 29 hex, 35 mudshot, 36 rock tomb, 41 stored power, 47 endure, 49 sunny day, 50 rain dance, 51 sandstorm, 53 smart strike, 55 dig, 59 zen headbutt, 65 air slash, 66 body slam, 70 sleep talk, 83 poison jab, 84 stomping tantrum, 85 rest, 86 rock slide, 103 substitute, 106 drill run, 114 shadow ball, 116 stealth rock, 117 hyper voice, 124 ice spinner, 125 flamethrower, 126 thunderbolt, 128 amnesia, 129 calm mind, 130 helping hand, 132 baton pass, 133 earth power, 135 ice beam, 141 fire blast, 143 blizzard, 147 wild charge, 149 earthquake, 150 stone edge, 152 giga impact, 163 hyper beam, 166 thunder, 168 solar beam, 171 terra blast, 175 toxic, 177 spite, 180 gyro ball, 185 lunge, 191 uproar, 200 scale shot, 202 pain split, 203 psych up, 204 double edge, 205 endeavor, 219 skitter smack, 222 breaking swipe, and 224 curse. By breeding, this group gives you Aqua Tail, this group gives you Astonish, this group gives you Bite, this group gives you Curse, this group gives you Headbutt, this group gives you Last Resort. Special moves, from this event you get Poison Tail, it's a physical poison type move. Its power is 50, accuracy 100, and PP is 25. Side game data, you got all these, yep. Pokemon Ranger, Guardian Signs in the browser entry. It lets loose shockwaves to attack. Got all these, yep, okay. Evolution data. The form of the Dunsparce that Dunsparce evolves into is determined based on its encryption constant, with a 99% chance of it evolving into the 2-segment form, and a 1% chance of it evolving into the 3-segment form. This is not the case for wild Dunsparce, including those encountered in Terra raid battles, as these will always be 2-segment form, regardless of their encryption constant value. Since natures were determined via personality value prior to Gen 5, which itself is distinct from encryption constants prior to Gen 6, a hardy nature Dunsparce with the ability Serene Grace that is transferred from Gen 3 or 4 to Gen 9 will have a 50% chance of evolving into 3-segment form to Dunsparce, whereas Dunsparce from the same generations with other natures or the ability Runaway will always evolve into the 2-segment form unless a Dunsparce with Runaway came from Colosseum. So you've got Dunsparce, level up knowing Hyper Drill with a certain encryption constant, so that represents personality value. You get the 2-segment form, then level up knowing Hyper Drill with a certain encryption constant, you get the 3-segment form. Sprites here, so sort of a different blue, almost like a purple to start off with, but more or less the same. I mean, well, this is yellow, I guess. And these are white instead of the cream colored we get later. Then we get pink for the shiny here. We can see the mouth is sort of this black. We'll see if that changes later. You can see the line seems to differ when it's I don't know if it's supposed to be eyes open, but I don't really know what that, yeah. Because this seems to suggest that maybe the eyes are just white? That seems to be what it's suggesting, is that the eyes are just white, which is interesting. So now it's this different blue, lighter blue here, and then Gen 3, it's kind of still pink, but a little different pink, and then we got the cream-colored parts, the darker blue, the distinct two lighter blue and darker blue. This is now goes up to here. Yeah. Yeah, a few things probably change a little bit. The shape of the wings, I think, changes a little bit. But yeah, more or less the same. And 4, not really much changes here. Might get a little bigger. I think it removes the dark blue part for this generation for some reason. Yep. It makes them yellow on the backs, right? That's interesting. Yep. Its mouth. His mouth is red and pink now. That's interesting. Full back sprites in Gen 5. Yep. Goes back to sort of the cream color. Kind of fixes that. There. Okay, then we got the modern colors. Yep. Yep, the lighter yellow and the lighter blue and the lighter pink. Pretty good model, I'd say. Yeah. These, I mean, it's a different, like, image, but it's probably more or less the same model. These seem to maybe be a little bit different, the little things. Yeah, more or less the same. I got homes. You can see how that model looks. In animation, Dunsparce in Pokemon the series, black and white. You got all these. Yep. Pokedex entries. I've already recorded this first one in the anime section, so let Dexter read it.
Dunsparce, the land snake Pokemon. When discovered, the Dunsparce uses its tail to burrow into the earth and evade capture.
In black and white, episode 131, in Ash's Pokedex. Dunsparce, the land snake Pokemon. Dunsparce uses its tail to dig its elaborate nest. In the manga, Dunsparce in Pokemon Adventures. Ooh, there's a Pokedex for this one. Chapter 119. Whenever it's being scrutinized at, or if it feels threatened, it will start drilling a hole with its tail in an attempt to escape from underground. So that's Young Yi's translation. The TCG. Trivia. In the animated series, Dunsparce is usually shown to be much shorter than 4'11", 1.5 meters, which is its listed height, or in this case, length, in the games. It is also shown as much smaller than its listed height in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Gates to Infinity, and Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, being even smaller than Pikachu. Dunsparce was designed by Hironobu Yoshida. Origin, Dunsparce appears to be based on the snake-like Tsuchinoko cryptid of Japan. Visually, its design may be a pun on one of the cryptid's other names, Bachihebi, bee snake, as Dunsparce appears to combine bee and snake-like features. It may draw specific inspiration from digger bees. Its perpetually closed eyes and drill-like tail, which also resembles a rattlesnake's rattle, may have been inspired by the vestigial eyes and barbed tail of blind snakes. Dunsparce may also have connections to amphitheres, such as Quetzalcoatl or flying snakes. Its gourd-shaped body may reference gourd-shaped sake bottles. Given that the Tsuchinoko is said to have a taste for alcohol, given its larviform appearance, horn-like tail, and ring-circled eyes that resemble the eye spots of some species, Dunsparce may draw inspiration from sphinx moth caterpillars, which have a history of being mistaken for the Tsuchinoko. This may double as a nod to the Nozuchi, a large caterpillar-like creature thought to be synonymous with the Tsuchinoko. Name origin, Dunsparce may be a combination of dun, subadult mayfly, or dark/gloomy, referring to its preferred habitat, and sparse. Nokochi may be derived from an anagram of that, the katakana spelling of Tsuchinoko, a fabled snake-like creature. In other languages, related articles, references, external links, let's move on. Now let's watch Dunsparce's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today, we are watching episode 191, quite fittingly, The Dunsparce Deception. In this episode, Ash Ketchum, the main character, traveling companions, Brock and Misty, as well as his faithful Pokemon Pikachu, and Misty's Pokemon Togepi, have met this bug catcher who is looking for Dunsparce. Ash, not knowing what a Dunsparce is looking it up in his Pokedex.
Dunsparce, the land snake Pokemon. When discovered, the Dunsparce uses its tail to burrow into the earth and evade capture.
Hey, I'd like a bug to...
Yes. So, that is Dunsparce's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's talk about the TCG. I have one Dunsparce card. It's the 5th Dunsparce card. It was illustrated by Midori Harada. I like that it's on a snowy hill. This isn't where I would normally picture Dunsparce. It has 60 HP, it's 4'11" and 30.9 pounds. It has 2 moves, Snake Hook and Bite and Run. Neither of these moves are in the video games. On this card, Snake Hook costs no energy. The player draws a card. On this card, Bite and Run costs no energy and hits for 10 damage. After doing this damage, the player must then swap Dunsparce for a Pokemon on their bench. Dunsparce is weak to fighting for plus 10 damage. It has no resistance. It costs 1 of any energy to retreat. In the bottom right corner, there's the Mysterious Treasures expansion symbol. Its description reads, "It digs into the ground with its tail and makes a maze-like nest. It can fly just a little." This is the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Black, White, Y, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl. It's level 21. In Gen 9, it would be at least 22 levels from evolving into the Dunsparce. I don't have a card for Gligar, so the next Pokemon with the card we'll be talking about is Snubbull. Now let's see why people love Dunsparce. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on the single image, and that's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. So this is Dunsparce by Razulu. So this cool painting of a Dunsparce here by the side of the water. I mean, it's looking, or not looking, I guess, at this leaf here floating in the water. I probably came from one of these plants here and probably fell into the water. It's a very fun image. I like it. Let's move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I'll be streaming tonight at 5 p.m. CDT, Central Daylight Time. Apparently it's not Central Mountain Time anymore. In this stream, we'll be catching Dunsparce, Wooper, and Mareep, and then evolving Wooper into Quagsire, and Mareep into Flaffy, and then into Ampharos. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Gligar. As always, this is my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.